Have you ever lost a payment or not been paid by someone who said they did? With the way our financial system works now, this could end into a he said, she said situation or need a third party to step in. Blockchains solve this problem by introducing the idea of public transparency, which means that information is always available for anyone to look at. All information about blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum is made public by design. This is helpful when transactions, called TXs, and contracts need to be easily found and checked. In this guide, we will take a look at how a Bitcoin block explorer is put together. What is an explorer of the blockchain? A blockchain explorer is like a search engine that shows information about how a blockchain has been used in the past and how it is being used now. This can be helpful if you want to check the balance and history of an address or see how far along a specific payment is. An explorer lets anyone with an internet connection see all of the transactions on a public blockchain. What is the purpose of a block explorer? Every blockchain will have a command line interface, CLI, that lets you interact with the database and see the history of the network. A CLI explorer, on the other hand, is not easy for most people to use. Because of this, most blockchains will also have an explorer with a graphical user interface, GUI, that will show information in a more user-friendly way. Let's look at blockchain.com, which is one of the most popular Bitcoin explorers. There are also sites like blockchair.com and blockcipher.com that can be used instead of BTC. On blockchain.com, you can see some basic information about the Bitcoin blockchain on the front page. This includes the price, the estimated hash rate, the daily number of transactions, and the transaction volume. We also see charts that show the price and the size of the mempool. We can keep an eye on the most recent blocks and transactions at the bottom. Let's take a closer look at what we can see here. Price. An aggregated USD price feed from several markets. Most of the time, the price depends on who is providing the feed and has nothing to do with the spot price on a certain exchange. Estimated hash rate. An estimate of how much computing power miners are using to protect the blockchain right now. It can be seen as a stand-in for how safe a proof of work, POW, blockchain is. The number of unique transactions that have been confirmed in the last 24 hours. A transaction needs to be part of a validated block in order to be confirmed, a block that was successfully mined. Transaction volume. The amount of BTC worth of outputs that have been confirmed on the blockchain in the last 24 hours. Because of how Bitcoin works, this total also includes outputs that were not spent but were returned as change to the spending wallet. Transaction volume. Estimated. An estimate, in BTC, of the total number of transactions that actually took place between different wallets. It's the above-mentioned transaction volume minus an estimate of the outputs returned to spending wallets as change. Mempool size. The mempool size keeps track of the total size, in bytes, of all the transactions waiting to be added to a block. It acts as a stand-in for the amount of activity on the blockchain and can be used to figure out how much you need to pay for fast confirmation. Latest blocks. A list of confirmed blocks in order of when they were confirmed. It has information like the height of the block, the time, the name of the miner, if known, and the size of the block. You can find out about the transactions in the block by clicking on block height. When you click on miner, the address of the block's miner will be shown. The miner's public address could be the address of a known mining pool. Check out this article if you don't know what a mining pool is. Latest transactions. A list of transactions that have been sent to the mempool and are valid. Again, transactions are not confirmed until they are added to a block that has already been checked. Final thought. Blockchain explorers are useful tools that make use of the fact that public blockchains are open and clear. They tell you useful things about the state of the network, like the history of transactions and addresses. This makes it easy to keep track of and confirm things. But this focus on full public transparency can lead to chain analysis, which is a way to track the history of transactions and addresses. This can reveal that the addresses are fake, especially for people who tend to use the same addresses over and over, not recommended. Other public blockchains, like Monero, find a different way to balance privacy and openness. Now that you know roughly how blockchain explorers work, you can try them out for yourself. You may be surprised by what you find out.